Richard, when I received your Scottish family party flyer in the post, my first instinct was to tear it up into shreds. Instead, I've enjoyed tearing your statements to shreds in the 3 videos I've made, and this one is the 3rd. I'm Chris, 32, a support worker for the elderly. My boyfriend and I share a happy home here in Glasgow, and we're making plans for our 6-year anniversary together. Richard, before we go any further, I invite you again to either withdraw your comments or provide supporting evidence for your comments about the correlation between homosexuals and mental and physical health problems. I'm going to discuss the Scottish Family Party's position on sex education in schools and abortion, and I have a message for Richard's Christian supporters. Again, I'll include all the relevant links in the video description so you can check my sources. Richard Lucas is the leader of the Scottish Family Party. Sex is clearly a big preoccupation for you, Richard. On your flyer, you say, "We protect children from vulgar and corrupting sex education." And on your website, you go further. The Scottish Government's official sex education resources are grossly indecent, positively promoting pornography and masturbation, presenting as valid some disturbing and dangerous sexual practices, and endorsing illegal underage sex. It beggars belief that the Scottish Government presents pornography as a valid, normal and natural option for children through sex education in schools. We would fight this evil. I'm disappointed, Richard, that you have so little faith in the intelligence, the intuition and discretion of Scottish school teachers to draw age-appropriate material from the Relationship, Sexual Health and Parenthood Learning resource, which was produced by health, education and care professionals in order to safeguard children. The time children spend online has increased during the pandemic, as have reports of child sexual exploitation. So can you really claim to be protecting children when you are opposed to them learning from the RSHP resource about consent and relationships, how to stay safe online, and how to recognise and report abuse? The resource reassures kids that it's perfectly normal if their family doesn't look like your idea of an ideal family, as illustrated on your flyer. Does that make you angry, Richard? The outlines appear to be, I'm not sure how well you can see, of a man, a woman, a boy, a girl, and a man with a stick. And the man with the stick is holding hands with a little boy. Contrary to what you claim, Richard, the RSHP resource clearly challenges misconceptions about pornography in the module which is recommended for the age group of 12 to 15 years old, though they say it might be suitable to learn about later for some. The module's intentions are clearly explained as follows. Pornography is viewed as a medium through which people are objectified, hurt, and exploited. Young people have choices and can choose not to watch pornography. Young people begin to think critically about their views on pornography. The module is judged to be successful when the young person can explain that pornography presents behaviours that can be violent or degrading, and that these behaviours are not appropriate in real-life relationships, and can identify where or who to go to if they have a question or a concern. You regularly misrepresent these materials on the Scottish Family Party Facebook page. For example, during one video you posted, you included an image which is used in one of the online units to help young people identify parts of the body, which features a naked man and woman standing apart and facing the camera. Your voiceover says, "A clear warning sign that a child is about to be abused is an adult showing pornographic images to them to desensitize them." Not only does the RSHP material desensitize children, It also normalises adults showing pornography to them and asking them for their thoughts on sex. Surely that places them at greater risk of sexual predators. You go further by asking parents, do you feel safe sending your child on a school trip where the teacher has already begun a conversation with them about how nice sex feels for adults? Richard, are you really saying that any teacher who tries to educate children using these materials is actually grooming them as a sexual predator would? Can you convince me, Richard, that this attack on the teaching body isn't just some personal vendetta you hold against your former colleagues at Merchiston Castle School, who disagreed with your homophobic comments to school children during math lessons and said that you should have been struck off? On the Scottish Family Party flyer, you say, we oppose abortion on demand. I think you yourself, Richard, would benefit from studying some of the RSHP materials. For example, the section which is intended for early learners, which is entitled, My Body Belongs to Me. The choice to have a child or not is a woman's right, since she will carry the child for 9 months before giving birth and becoming her child's primary carer. It's not for you nor I to dictate to women on this matter. I find it deplorable that you try to intimidate pregnant women into your way of thinking and deter them from seeking advice. For example, in March this year, when you projected sinister images and messages like Unborn Lives Matter outside Chalmers Sexual Health Centre in Edinburgh. Any primary school child could tell you, Richard, that that is shameful behaviour for a grown man. On the subject of pornography, the Scottish Family Party's regional candidate for the Highland and Islands at the Holyrood elections is German-born former gay porn star Philip Tanzer. Mr. Tanzer starred in a host of porn films under the name Logan McCree after winning Germany's Mr. Leather contest in 2004. He won industry awards with credits including Porn Stars in Love, Hotter Than Hell 2, and Rear Deliveries, and once described himself as the hottest German porn star around on his website. Mr. Tanzer now describes himself as a men's rights activist. Well, I have no problem with Mr. Tanzer's background, but I'm surprised you don't, Richard. You even shared a tawdry article about Mr. Tanzer's gay porn career on the Scottish Family Party Facebook page, which children could easily click onto. On your party website, you state, if politicians show themselves to be dishonest and dishonourable in their personal lives, for example, by having an affair, this insight into their character is not irrelevant to their public role. Respect for politicians would be enhanced by higher expectations of integrity and faithfulness. I find this gap between what you say about integrity and what you are actually willing to endorse in one of your party candidates quite disturbing, Richard. Are you a man of integrity, as you claim, or the kind of slimy politician who will bend his morals at the first opportunity to nab the media's attention? I address your Christian supporters and followers now. Do you really feel that Richard Lucas is the best representative for your faith? I don't see many Christian principles guiding Scottish Family Party policies, or indeed Richard's behaviour. When Jesus says, "Blessed are the peacemakers," how does that fit with Richard's aggressive rhetoric on LGBT people, women, and teachers? Did you know that he would like to defund Scottish Women's Aid, which is a vital source of advice and support for women who are victims of domestic violence? Did you read former UKIP candidate Richard's appalling joke about Jo Cox's murder? I'm not going to repeat it, but you can read it in one of the links I'll share in the video description. Have you noticed that Richard only invokes his Christian faith when he wants to sow the seeds of division and persecute others? I thought being a committed Christian meant following the complete teachings of Jesus, rather than standing at the sweetie shop counter, choosing only the fizzy snakes. My conclusion is that upon inspection, your manifesto is as flimsy and as paper thin as your flyer. On the back, you've written, "We need some fresh thinking and new ideas." And on this point, Richard, you are absolutely right. You do. On the front, you've written, "There's a void in Scottish politics and we are here to fill it." I'm asking viewers to avoid the void by rejecting Richard Lucas and his petty and spiteful agenda, otherwise known as the Scottish Family Party. Viewers, if you disagree with SNP or other mainstream politicians, then voting to strip away the human rights of your fellow citizens isn't the way to protest it. I'll be voting SNP this election, as they have children's best interests at heart. If re-elected, SNP will invest £60 million in the Outdoor Community Play Fund so that every single play park in Scotland is renewed. They'll make music tuition free in schools, and they'll end the digital divide by giving a free laptop or tablet to every school pupil with free internet connection. Richard, I invite you to respond to any of the points I've raised in this video or any of my other videos if you wish, but do please remember to show your workings. Thank you everyone for watching.